flash of creativity paints a rainbow made of snow. The rivulet races and gleams like living colors born from dreams, and the colors dance and fly. The shimmer awakes the sky. The aurora enchanted glow, satellite, the artistic flow. The wind spirit knows that the art now flows, colorful like foxfires, full of the soul's desires. The foxtail paints the snow, the aurora enchanted glow, satellite, the artistic flow. The wind spirit knows that the art now flows, colorful like foxfires, full of the soul's desires. The foxtail paints the snow, the aurora enchanted glow, satellite, the artistic flow. Hello, welcome to the Fox Den, everyone. Welcome, Jeanette. Oh, I am in top chat, not all chat, live chat. Okay. Hi, Chris. Hello, hello. So, I want to do two things today. I just recorded a whole video, and this book arrived, and I showed that in my whole video. Hi, Atlanta. Welcome to the Fox Den. And it is watercolor paper. And I saw this on Color UK. She loved this, and she said the paper works wonderfully with water. Someone else, I do not remember for the life of me who it was, told me that they did not like it. They said the paper did not handle water well. So I was divided, but it's such a cute, quirky illustration that I just could not give it a try. So I ordered this. It arrived really fast, this one. And I'm thinking, where's the one with the boy? Yes, that's the one I thought maybe we could do today. Hi, Kim. Welcome to the Fox Den. Kim said, hi everyone, I'm going to be mostly lurking for a while. I'm working on swatching and putting in order some water-based markers that don't have any other names. Oh, worry not. Lurk away. I did that 2 days ago, I think. And mine had names. Let me see if I have one here. These are the Zig Rio brush, and they have numbers and they have names like Cool Grey 5 and number 95. But I like keeping them in those marker organizers where everything is stored horizontally, and I would need to see it. So I don't think I can. Can I show you this? I added the name and the number and I made it more sample. The name and the number is not too important to me, to be completely honest. Why is it not focusing now? The most important part to me is the swatch, the sample. So I know what color it is. So I did that the other day. Yes, I fell in love with this book as soon as I saw it on Color with K channel, and it arrived this week. And I even showed this on Amy live stream, Amy Wild Art yesterday night, last night. Oh, I hope it's not buffering. I have it open on my phone, and my phone is looking okay. Low res, it could just be out of focus for a moment, but I do not know. And usually it shows me when it's a bit below the recommended bitrate, and this time it's not showing me anything. If anyone else is having issues and is buffering and getting the Wheel of Doom, just let me know. I don't know if we can do anything about it, but but let me know nonetheless. What I have here is I got watercolor, and white gouache. I want to finish this cloud, and after we put it to dry, then we will play on our little in our new book. I was going to say in our little book, but it's not a small book. It's just called Small World. Where is my brush? What did I do with my brush? So we got one here, and then I got this one. And I got this one. Okay. Auntie went out and back in. Jeanette said hi to Atlanta, Chris and Kim. Oh, Chris said it was on her end. All seems good. I had that issue with Amy Wardard's stream last night. When I first entered, it was fine, and then I went back in because I was lurking, and I realized that I had forgotten my phone playing what I thought was playing the stream, but it wasn't anymore. So I opened the stream on my tablet, and when I checked, it was all messed up. Freezing, buffering, the whole 9 yards. So I just decided, you know what, I will log out and log back in. Right beside me, I have white gouache. It's not a particularly good one, it's actually a pretty crappy one. But for what I want, it really does not matter. I just want to erase some of these lines right here. I don't love these lines. And in fact, they are not even erasing that well because the squash is not good. Well, it's not bad either, it's just meh. So we'll see. Ooh, you know what? I actually have an idea. I'm going to get my neutral tint, and I need another brush this. Which is basically black. It's a mix of colors that looks like black and is made to neutralize in dark and other tones. That's why it's called neutral tint. Just because they don't recommend you to use black in watercolor, but I don't care. I have black. Um, Hi, CK. Welcome to the Fox Den. I did see that you mentioned on your stream that you got my message. I sent CK a message about stretching and stuff like that because for those who don't know, I'm a physical therapist. She was having some trouble with her back, so I just went in and sent her a bunch of stretches. I should have sent them last week. I'm sorry I didn't. I just completely slipped away from me. I haven't been using Instagram too much, but when I logged in early morning, I was like, oh, I need to send this to CK. So as soon as I remembered, I did. Otherwise, I would forget again. I know myself. But I did not answer because when you were streaming, I left it playing in my phone and in my earbuds. But I was actually at the grocery store, so I could not interact directly. Sorry, I couldn't answer there. But I did hear you saying you're most welcome. I hope it's helpful. I'm making a grey here now. Because I think no, I need more. I need it to be darker. Yeah. Yes, this is much better. I'm really liking it. Yay. Okay, this is what I needed. Nice. If there are anyone lurking and you want to drop in and say hi, please be my guest. If you want to stay anonymous, also be my guest. I do want to say though, if you can give it a like on my stream, it would help so much because it will help YouTube understand that this is content that is good content. If you think that's good content, of course. Everyone is entitled to an opinion. Is the heat better this week? I've seen less people complain about it online on the Northern Hemisphere, so I do not know. I do know that Amy at New Zealand, she was feeling really cold. I'm not feeling that cold right now, but it's 3:11 in the afternoon. I have a feeling that it will be really cold soon enough. We have zero sunlight, completely grey sky, a very London-ish type of weather today. It rained at night and early morning. I might have gone overboard with this one. In this one, I did not cover properly. Okay, this is better. All right. Okay, I want more white. I want to make it almost white. a little less white in this part. Sorry. My throat is acting up. Now I don't even know why. I'm not sick. Jeanette said, I'm making dinner risotto. Oh, Jeanette. I love risotto. Oh, goodness. If I ever go back to the UK, I'll definitely give you a call and say, maybe I can have a taste of your risotto. Because, oh, goodness, my grandpa used to say that I was born in the wrong descendancy because he said, I've never seen a Japanese lady like Italian food so much. And I can't even tell him wrong because I love Italian food. I was even telling Nessa the other day that I don't think Nessa's here yet, but that I love gnocchi. Oh gosh, I absolutely love gnocchi. We have a Brazilian croquette type of thing that is made with potatoes, a potato-based dough. And I did show that on it wasn't yesterday, it was 2 nights ago, I think. On Amy Wardot live stream, I showed her my potato-based croquette. It's called coxinha, and and as soon as I showed that to Nessa and Chris, Nessa went, "Oh, you probably like gnocchi then." And I was, "Yes, I absolutely love gnocchi." Well, wait, who said they love risotto? Oh, Atlanta said, I also love risotto and love gnocchi, but I'm 25% Italian. Yes, I am not. I have zero Italian in me, but boy, my taste buds really feel Italian. Don't get me wrong, I love Asian food, but it depends on the food. It can be really tricky for me. Sorry, I know I'm sticking my head there. I'm trying not to. I think I'm gonna bring you down a little bit so you can see better what I'm doing. Oh, Jeanette said, Sarah rang a wee while ago. She's bringing the children down to see us tomorrow to Monday. So we are tidying up. Oh yes, that's important. My art teacher turned friend because I started going to the school, the art thing, and we quickly became friends. We are in the same age group, and we go through so much of the same. She also has ADHD, so we became fast friends really fast. And it's funny because in most places I feel really out of place. Never know what to talk about with people, and I talk a lot, obviously. So I sometimes make people uncomfortable because I talk non-stop. So I'm very socially awkward. But with her name is Roberta, and with her, we got along really well. And she even dropped by to visit me on Wednesday. We had a coffee. She had some food restrictions, so I got her something I knew she could eat, a few cookies. And she dropped by to see me. And why was I even talking about her? I don't remember. Escaped my mind. Well, I don't know. All I can say is that it was really nice seeing her. I mean, I see her every week in class, but my most weeks my class is online, so I'm not right there with her. Let me see. Um, Atlanta said, I need to buy some arborio rice. Auntie said, I'm going to heat up some frozen pancakes and make an odd cup of coffee. Jeanette said, my risotto isn't 100% Italian, have adjusted to have minimal fat and tomato. Well, that makes perfect sense, Jeanette, because we both know Italian food is not exactly healthy. It's hearty and is lovely, but honestly, I do not know how Italians are not a nation of fat people, because if I ate Italian every day, oh goodness, I would probably be rolling and not walking. Atlanta said she needs to get ready for her writing group. We'll be back in an hour and a half. Okay, I will be here. CK said, remember I showed you a crocheted piece? I've just undone and started again. It was not perfect, stitches missing, so I'm busy redoing it. Oh, okay. If you need to lurk, Chris, lurk away. Just mind your posture and stretch often. Take breaks, pause, take a little walk. Self-care, as Amy would put it. To which I agree. Put a little bit of water because I feel it's starting to get a bit dry. It's funny because it's really humid here today, but my gouache is drying rather fast. Maybe it's just because it's bad gouache, which is perfectly possible. Okay. I'll give myself another 20 minutes to dwell on this cloud, and after that, we're going to play with a new book. Or half an hour, just to round things up. This is a buddy group page, is a page by it's Fairytale Worlds by Maria Trolle. Let me show you the cover. I did write it down on the stream description, but just in case anyone wants to know. And it's a buddy group coordinated by Paulina and Adri. I think Paulina created a group, Adri, I don't know. I'm not sure how it started because I came really late into the party. But every month they pick a theme. I always try not to, back then they used to like alternate who will pick the page next time, stuff like that. But honestly, I always prefer not to, because the reason I'm in the group is so I don't have to think and pick a page. Is to minimize my mental work. So they tell me that's the page and that's the page. But nowadays is a vote, so everyone votes. I tend to vote to the one that has the most votes already. Because I really don't want to think to pick a page. It's kind of like randomizing without randomizing it. If you know what I mean. What do I want to do here? I turn into a grey kind of thing, but really barely. And I'm going on top. I'm trying to cover up these lines. I might have chosen the wrong wash for this. Should have gotten the Winsor& Newton. I don't think I still have Winsor& Newton white wash. Mine ran out a little while ago. Oh, let me tell you all about a bit of an adventure I had, a Canadian adventure. I wanted to send Happy Mail, but I do not want to have shipped from Brazil because shipping is just silly these days. The cost is absurd. And it was something I knew I could get like in any store, so I went to Amazon Canada, and it was ridiculously priced, super expensive. I was like, nope. And then I found a few local stores that had in a much more affordable price. And Amazon Canada was trying to charge me. I subscribed to Amazon Prime there too, the premium thingy. So I don't have to pay shipping, but apparently that item in specific was not covered under Prime. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna go through Amazon. F you, Bezos. I'll look for another place. So I found a little website called Le Libraire. I think that's what it's called. It's a French thingy. There is the English version, which I forgot what it's called. At the time, I did not know, and I tried to place the order, and I knew I was doing everything right. And it kept saying that something went wrong, and the order was being processed, but it never completely processed. So every time I checked in, it was not done. I was like, what the heck is happening? This makes no sense. And then I emailed the customer service and they said, oh, it's the fraud alert. It's because your IP is in Brazil and you're trying to make a purchase here. And the system thinks it's fraud, but we will add manually to bypass the fraud thing so you can purchase from Brazil. And I was like, oh, okay, good. I was like, oh, goodness Lord. I was really worried. But it worked out. It just took me a little more than I anticipated. A little more time, I mean, than I anticipated. And I was happy because it's a website that condenses all the independent bookstores in Canada. And the shipping is really, really cheap. They have shipping, but it's like $1, $2. Super cheap. And the estimate time of shipping is between 1 to 5 days. So it's just regular shipping, nothing too fast, but also nothing too slow. So nothing to worry is what I mean. And they're independent, bookstores, and I always prefer to support independent businesses when I can. If I could never buy from the billionaires, I would not ever give them my money if I could. Unfortunately, I cannot afford that because in Brazil, Amazon is the cheapest option. And when it's not Amazon, it's another millionaire company. So, potato, potato. All the same in the end. This is a really cool blue, white. I don't know where my words are going today. And this time I took my meds. So I don't know why my brain is foggy. Alright, I have a few more minutes to work on this, on erasing those lines. Okay, I'm going to need to make the color that I have here to match a little bit. That brush so firm. Is that the smallest newspaper? Yes, it's the number 0. Yes, that's the smallest newspaper. It is really firm. I like exactly because it's firm. For gouache, it's really handy. And of course, like most of us, I discovered through Annika. And she discovered through Maya, I believe. Color by Maya. Yay, okay. Yes. It's funny, I put it on and it absorbs and it shows through. It's not supposed to. Why do I have 6 notifications on my phone? Oh, okay. Pauline posted her color along. Eve vote is Art Sherpa, Diane Antoine. Okay, these are all stuff, just stuff. All right, now what? I need to add the color, but which color will I add? Do I want to add this one? Hi, Laurie. Welcome, welcome. This is my gouache. I will get a little bit of the pink and a little bit of this gray. I need more pink. I missed someone come in? No. I was saying to Chris, Chris as in CK, Chris Kaluo, that I can't do anything that's stitching involved. I just can't. I lose the count of the stitches, and next thing I know, I have to undo the whole thing and do all over again. I just can't. Why? I do not know. I have no freaking clue. But that's it. That's just the way it is for me. Okay. I used to like to do cross stitching, but I was a kid. Nowadays, I don't. It just frustrates me too much, especially after chronic fatigue syndrome and COVID. That became really hindered my ability to do these things. Auntie Chris says there's no such thing as gouache that granulates or color shifts, right? No, I won't say no, but in this time and age, we never know. But you have iridescent gouache, and then it would color shift. But then it's the pearlescent iridescent thingy, not necessarily a property of the paint. Jeanette said she has a stitch counter. I had one too, Jeanette, and it's a manual one that I had to keep like twisting the little knob. And guess what? I would forget to twist the knob. So I'm quite helpless in that regard. I do not want to wash it, but I'm have to because it's starting to dry on my brush. Oh no, no, my egg washer. Come back here, egg washer. My egg washer just got unstuck from its glass. Okay, it's back. Then I have both eyes cataracts done, then I can see, but not start to do it again yet. I will one day. Yes, I learned as a child to cross stitch and to also do the hems of my pants because I'm so short that I lose like 30 centimeters of fabric every time I buy a set of clothes. So that's frustrating. I will add. No, I don't like this. No, 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 no. I need more white. As you can see, I made a bit of a mess here. Sorry, didn't mean to make everyone dizzy, but it's the only way. To show you the mess I made right here. It was supposed to be really light, like this. Okay, this is better. This is much, much better. And I want to add water. Just to sort of blend everything, mostly, and hopefully. Okay. Getting a little bit more pink, a little bit of white, a little bit of grey. Yes, I'm mixing on a wet palette. Let me put it here a little bit. This is a wet palette. Sorry if you can hear the mic being bumped into it. That was me. Let me move the mic a little bit. Yes. CK says BRB. Okay. We will be here. Oh, I remembered why I was talking about my art teacher turned friend. Because she came to visit, and which means I finally did a bit of organizing on my fox den here. Finally organized a little and tidy up the house for the guest, which in that case was my friend. I typically don't mind much, but she has allergies and I do not want her to. Yes, I will show you what I mean. I will show you with another one that I have that is a bit larger because this one there's paint on it. this is a regular palette that I stick in here. A wet palette is like this. Is a basically let me see. It's a container, kind of like airtight, with it could be wax paper or palette paper on top. Usually there's a membrane below and a sponge that you wet. You wet this sponge this way. You put this the wax paper or the palette paper, whatever it is, on top, and then you put paint on top like this. This one is large enough that I used. This one was when I was doing the. Do you remember Mermaid? I was doing the ocean, right? I saved a lot of the paint and I kept it in here like this. I closed up. And as you can see, it's still fresh like it was that day. It did not dry at all. Super wet, a bit wetter than originally, in fact. And this is what a wet palette does. It evaporates the water underneath in this little foam. And that means you can keep the paint wet without drying, which is mostly important for acrylics or for gouache. Hello? Oh, Mimi, hello! Hello, Mimi. Yes, all that I did was wet the sponge. I can show you this one and this part here. It's a melamine sponge, and I added distilled water to it. It doesn't have to be, but honestly, because it's gouache and gouache is prone to mold, I prefer to use distilled water on this. But if a person doesn't have access, they can just boil water for 5 minutes and wait until it cools down and then use that to wet the sponge with. And this is something you can do. You don't have to have a specific thingy. I used a box. It used to be, what was it called, that thing? Ferrero Rocher? I don't know. It's a candy, a chocolate candy box. It was a plastic one with a tight lid. So I just got those. What is it called? They are rags. They're cloths, but they are sponge-like. They're 100% cellulose and compostable. Some people call that Swedish cloth, I think. And I just wet them, put them inside of that Ferrero Rocher acrylic box, and put palette paper on top. And that was my wet palette. I just don't use that anymore because it broke. And then eventually I got this one because it was cheaper than buying another box of Ferrero Rocher. It's not cheesecloth, Mimi. People call it Swedish cloth. It's a foam thingy. It's like you used to clean the sink, but it's really thick and it's squishy. I do not know the real name for those. Here they go by the brand name, which is Scotch Brite. But I do not know the real name. But I did saw on Amazon being sold as Swedish cloth. But they are actually like sponges. They are like a tea towel, but it's a sponge. You put on top of anything like a puddle of water and it will absorb everything instantly. And they work wonders for this, for making your own wet palette. There are many tutorials on YouTube on how to do that. I am definitely not the only one to have heard of it and done it. People use a lot for miniature painting, but also for acrylics. You can Google do it yourself, DIY um, wet palette, stay wet palette. They have dozens of tutorials on how to do those, and it can be really anything. It doesn't matter if you have any box that has a lid that closes well enough. It doesn't have to be super duper uh, airtight, but the most airtight the better. The better. Jeanette said Swedish eco cloths on Amazon. Exactly, that's exactly how I saw them, Jeanette. Yes, that's how I saw them being sold as on Amazon. But I find them on regular stores in the supermarket here, so I don't know if it is easy to find where most older people live. But here is mostly easy to find. So, and they tend to be mostly cheap. So that's always good. Chris said the name's on top of her tongue. Yes, it's on top of mine too, and I cannot remember for the darn life of me. Do I want more pink? I think I do. I want more pink. I don't want to make it too vibrant because I want it to be um really cotton candy like this thing here. And I imagine manufacturers change from country to country, and brands will change from country to country. So I do not know, how they will be called in other countries. Here is manufactured by Bombril, which owns Scotch Brite, the name. So I don't know. But regardless, is good enough. And it's super easy to make. All you need is some distilled water, and you can also put one drop. I can't find the name I'm looking for, but the Scotch Brite product is just sponge cloth. I think that's what it is. In Portuguese, it's literally that, just translated, a direct translation. So I imagine it's probably the same. But I know that there is a name. I heard people talking of that name in United States when I was in the supermarket. So I know it exists. I just have no idea what is the common name for that. But it is exactly what you said. It's a sponge cloth. It's kind of self-explanatory, to be honest. Okay. No, no, a piece of paper. An odd one. I think I'm thinking of a chamois. I have no idea. Yes, Chris. I wasn't. Oh, I thought you said I was. Yes. When I went to United States, it was Florida that I stayed, and I saw it at a Walmart. On a books through Japanese, the box was empty. The post just brought it. The stamped receipt without contents. I just want the books bummed. Oh gosh, that's really odd. Did you get in touch with them? Because I never heard of that before. They are so nice at Pomodoro. Most of my Japanese books came from them. Okay, maybe that's too much white. Yeah, too white, too white. Email them, haven't heard back yet. Well, keep if you hear anything, keep us updated. But uh, probably they'll only answer you like on Monday, I imagine. And another good tip with the stay wet palette is you can store the stay wet palette on the fridge, and that way you know it will not mold. I've heard of mold, but I never had mold on my palette. Never. And I suspect it's because I only use distilled water when it comes to gouache. That's what I think it is, at least. But never in my life I had mold. Never I had to worry about that. And it gets humid as heck here, so much so that we cannot just line dry our clothes. We need a dryer because sometimes of the year is so humid that we just can't dry it. They would probably, I'm guessing that's usually the Japanese way, is either send you a new package or refund your money 100% and usually give a discount in case you need to repurchase for some reason, because sometimes, especially when there are tariffs involved, sometimes the same order would generate you can't like resend the same package from that same order. You might have to place an order, sometimes bureaucratic issues, but usually they give a discount and also refund 100% of your money typically, and usually they insure it. So, and I never had issues with Pomodoro. They usually are very nice. So I don't expect you to have any trouble dealing with them. I would expect, I don't know, more trouble dealing with the post than them actually. In fact, I had more luck dealing with them on their website, which I don't know if it's still up, if that's how you got it from, or if you got it from Etsy. But they have a store on Etsy as well, and I had more luck dealing with them directly than with Etsy because at some point I could not find where my order was, and it was a bit late, which is not unusual for Brazil. But not eBay, Etsy could not tell me a thing about anything. They just gave me the option to cancel the order. I was like, I don't want to cancel the order. I just want to know what it is. If for some reason the tracking number is not working, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just speak to the seller. Of course, you are allowed, Jeanette. You are allowed to do anything you want with, about, or in regards to your Happy Mail, darling. That's what Happy Mail is for, to make us happy and share the happiness. Happy, 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 happy. You absolutely are allowed to speak a bit. post it, to make videos, to do anything. That's part of the fun. I'm not sure if I'm happy with this, but oh well. Yes, yes, yes. I absolutely love giving presents. That's my love language. I give presents to everyone that matters to me. Absolutely love sending happy mail. I think it's my favorite part. Always. And even if it's not happy mail, like, if it's like someone nearby. Like my art teacher friend, she dropped by on Wednesday and it was so much fun because I had cleaned up my art den and I wanted to destash a few things. And I just gave it to her. I was like, here, there it is for you. And she was like, for me? What did I do? I was like, no, nothing. I just wanted to give it to you. You know, share the stash, share the love. That's it. So fun. I will read up on what Jeanette's been telling on in a minute. Let me just finish this part right here. I want more white now. Okay, now I'm on a little bit pink. Hi, View. Hello, dear. I did see you spill the tea on your cruise, but I did not get a chance to wash it yet. Might take me a little while because I'm behind on YouTube videos lately. Let me check here what is going on. Let me see the chat because I had wrote down. What did you get, Jeanette? Mimi said I sent pictures of the package and stamped my email to them. That's good. The quickest you can, like, expedite so they can investigate the issue and stuff like that, the better. And I'm quite sure their package is insured, unless it's specifically stated. I think it's mandatory to have insured package, unless it's Amazon. Amazon operated different rules. Let me see. And then View came in and we said hi. And Jeanette said, I got 4.5 pounds of paints which will granulate. Yes. They are Roman Schmoll paints. Did you lock yourself out of your channel view? Oh, goodness. Oh. Jeanette said, I haven't been too good since, and I really want to enjoy them. So I intend playing after children have gone home. Yes. Oh, you fixed it and got back in. Good. Awesome. Brittany, yes. This is Aladdin from Fairytale Worlds by Maria Trolle. In fact, it's time we change books, by the way. It is I think, the theme of the month for painting the fairy tales, but I do not know. I'm not following on that. This was chosen by a group I'm part of. So this is a buddy group, and this is me doing this. I'm gonna add a little bit of that pink here. And if you can hear someone chit-chatting, is my boyfriend Bear. He is cuddling with my cat, James. We call that the toll booth because he doesn't let not even my boyfriend say hi to me unless he pay his dues and give him back scratches. Thank you, Jeanette. I had a good source material to work from. Oh, goodness lord, what's going on there? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to wait for it to dry now. So I am going to change books. We're going to get another book now. I am pleased to have seen you use all the colors are great. Yes, I wanted to bring like almost like the reflection of the colors of the sky into the clouds. So I will add some blue after it dries as well, and it will turn into purple. And Brittany, if you're there, this is what we will play with today. This is a new to me book. It's called Small Worlds by Elen Lescoat. And ooh, goodness, I've already dropped water in it. This is not good. And now I'm gonna push my gouache away for a little while. Close up the gouache, wet palette, and so cute and beautiful art of colors, juncture on item aesthetics. Hello, Lively. We take lots of photo, maybe a little video, put it in this Discord. Okay, let me know when you do so I can show it up. Okay. I'm going to lift you up a little bit so you can see the reference image next to it, at least a little bit. All right. It's so cute, isn't it? I absolutely loved this when I saw it on Kay's channel. I was like, oh. All right, where is my... This is my watercolor. I will want teal. I want to make some teal. What's going on there? Yeah, pretty much. That sounds like James. I'm gonna clean up my little palette here because it's been dirty, super dirty. In fact, all of these weird mixed colors that I didn't know could actually do the tree trunk. That way I'm not gonna waste it. Let's hope it handles water well because it's supposed to be watercolor paper. And it's called Small Worlds by, what's her name? Elen Lescoat, by the way. I know I said that a second ago. And I found it too cute to pass on. I don't love cute and cozy stuff, but this one is it's not in that realm. It's a different kind of cute to me. Oh, it has sizing. It has sizing. It's working. But I want to push it to its limits. Do I have a paper here? Do I not? What? What did I do? Oh, it's here. No, it's not. What? Oh, yeah. I knew I was being crazy. I have my cardboard. Technically, it's not supposed to bleed over, but I want to put it through its spaces. I want to do a super wet wash. So I want to just be sure, just in case. And let's continue. Oh yes, it definitely has sizing, this one. I might need a larger brush because this one's going to take me forever. And the only problem is that my second larger in size is number 10, so it's huge. Okay. I can live with huge, I think. I like large brushes anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, I like this. So far, so good.
Ela vai anunciando.
Hmm?
Ela vai anunciando.
Yep. You're gonna eat? There.
Ah, eu espero você, senão depois eu como e você não come.
There's cookies there if you want. The princess type. Yep. In fact, by the way, there's a sale going. Buy two, take three, pay two kind of thing. And it's pretty good pricing. I got like coconut milk, really good pricing. Pack of three, pay two, pretty nice. And it was like $15 for the princess too. 3 packs. I did not buy that one. Let me see. Huh? No, no. It would turn 15 each. Chris said, speaking of sizing, so far every page I've used decided look at dry with a feeling almost like cloth. Because like cloth, I feel like a bit of a more toothy paper. That's the way I feel. I never felt like cloth. But maybe I don't know. I'm not sure. Now I'm not sure. I'm having second thoughts on how to describe it appropriately. I want to add, no, this one, this one. Yep. Yes, yes. The closest to the window, the first drawer. Don't curse live. I know. I was about to ask if you feel like you're using a lot, maybe, Chris. Because when I oversized my paper, it got a bit. It's not plasticky, but more like cloth, I guess. So it was a bit weird. I would guess not, honey. So anything else that is brown? No, only this swing set thingy. So okay, we'll use that. My boyfriend's flip flops are doing this sound when he steps on it, and I don't even know why he's making that sound, but it is, and it's funny. I know the floor is clean, but it's still weird. Okay. Kind of like cloth, stiff cloth, like when you're ironing and too much starch. Yes, it gets a bit stiff, if that's what you mean. Yes, it does get a little bit stiff, but not too much. It will get really, really stiff if you're wetting too much. And you will know if you wet it too much because the moment you put paint on it, the paint will bead on top. But I can't read the instruction in the bottle. I did translate that and I spoke to the store, and the instruction basically says that if you feel that applying paint is too difficult, then add a little bit of water. And it says something really generic, like apply an adequate amount. And I was like, what on earth is an adequate amount? I do not know. I did notice, however, that as I was applying, when I used a even softer brush than before, I did end up applying a bit too much. So I ended up buying a hake brush for it. But sometimes it could just be the type of paper. I did notice that Amazon paper worked a little bit different the way it behaved, and it was a bit, I don't want to say gummy, but yeah, it's kind of the way you describe, kind of like cloth, stiff when you starch it too much. Similar to that. And Amazon paper really did that. But at the same time, I had overdone it because when I went to paint, it beat up. So I don't know if I hadn't, it would have done the same thing. Okay, now what am I going to do? I want to add a little bit of yellow, and I want to add a little bit of this, and a little bit of titanium buff. Oh, Jeanette, titanium buff, I do not think it granulates, by the way. It's just really good for making sand and softening out colors sometimes, so that's why I sent it to you. If you're still here, Jeanette, I'm not sure, but if you are, that's why I sent it to you. Because I really like this color, it's one of my favorites. Speaking of which, I might need to replenish my titanium buff because my little well is running out. How was the gym, hun? How was the gym? Oh, I guess that's a good thing.
Não, porque eles não ligaram o ar.
Oh, no AC. Crap.
Trabalhei bastante as costas.
Jeanette said I had a look on the website and the grey one looks like. Yes, the grey does. It's just titanium buff, the one that looks like sand, beachy sand color. That's the only one that does not granulate. All of the others granulate. Or they're supposed to granulate. Okay, I need more titanium buff. There is something here. Okay. Hello, Jess. Welcome to the Fox Den. I'm thinking it works, but I want to do a bit of a wet blend. I'm going to go a bit wild here. And I'm going to take the time that I'm using a really fat brush. I just need to clean up this palette for a second. I want to use an old piece of it. Jess, is this Sunday that you're going to stream? That you mentioned you were going to stream, like, I don't know, wasn't it all day stream? I don't know. I listened to you at your stream talking about Sunday. That you were going to show us everything you colored. Is it tomorrow? when I mix colors, I'm going to have to make enough. I won't be able to mix the same color again and yet. Oh, you're not the only one, Janet. I rarely can mix the same color again, but I get close enough, you know. And most of the time, no one would see the difference other than ourselves. So I cut myself some slack there. All right, I want purple and pink. Ooh, do I have? Ooh, no, no. Hold your horses, Lucy. No. I was going to say I was going to use neon, but honestly, no. Yes, yes, that's it. Jess Color Remember B said it's a special celebration stream tomorrow when I share every page I've ever colored on stream over the past year. Yes, that's what I was. I remembered you mentioned something like that. I just didn't know exactly what it was. What purple? Mm, is this purple? I think this is purple. Yes, that's purple. Definitely purple. It's a really strong color. No pink. Why cat hair? I just used paper. It's not a cloth. You should not have cat hair. So now I'm going to use magenta. And I'm going to use teal. This is a very staining color. It's not an all-day one though, just my regular Sunday time. Oh, okay. All right. So we now have a house full. Oh, worry not. Worry not. Just your regular stream. All right. So we're going to put this to the test now. We're going to pre-wet this paper. And there's another cat here. Oh, well, it's going to be there because I'm not going to remove now. It's going to be part of the picture. All right. Okay. Now we're going to drop purple here. And some pink here. And some teal here. Ooh, okay. Nice. It's flowing beautifully. I think I need more paint. Okay, I think this one is approved. Oh, did you reach 200 days? Auntie Chris said, I almost shelved Snow White under W like white snow. That sounded something I would do too, Chris. I will not judge. Yes. Oh, yes. Very good. All right. Ooh. Okay, I need more purple apparently. I want a really heavy thing. Okay. Really heavy clip. Because it's starting to move. The water is moving. Might have to flip. Yes, okay, this is better. Jeanette said I picked up a copy of Nightfall, let me think. Maria Trolle? I think I have that one. Why not? Yes, I have Nightfall. Jess said, yes, if I finish page tomorrow and on Monday there will be a streak of 200 days. Oh, yes. Yes. Yay. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. I know you're going to get it. You're not going to lose this streak. Ah, I bet you won't. Jeanette said I call her every day. I'm a tortoise to your hair. I understand you, Jeanette. Jess is super fast. She's like a missile. And I think she's the fastest colorist I follow. And I do not color every day, Jeanette. Sometimes I just don't feel like it. And when I don't color. I mean, for instance, yesterday I was supposed to be coloring Aladdin, the one I was coloring just now. But did I? No. Because I was updating my bullet journal, which I hadn't updated in months. Okay. Because I did not clip the page, it kind of bled a little bit. But not bled through, it just bled to the margin. Yes, okay, this is better. Decent enough. Why does cat hair entangled all over my stuff? I do not know. I don't leave this open most times. Okay, I'm going to use this. Ooh, okay, that was too much, too much. Ah. It's looking very blue, and it's not meant to be blue. I'm adding a little bit more of green, PG8 green. Okay, maybe that was too much. I need more. Okay. Yeah, I think this is more like it. Oh, I see. Do you see the dots? Let me see if I can bring you closer a little bit. There are dots forming here. I'm hoping this does not mean that we will peel or bleed through. But so far it's behaving well. I just noticed I colored the wrong color. This one here should be purple, but alright, it's gonna be green now. Okay. Mimi said the sun is shining bright and it's pouring out. Weird Florida weather. Yes, really weird. Why is my camera going crazy now? Yes, I have to say I'm not happy with these little dots here. Yep, and they are on the paper, so I guess wet washers are not just because I complimented the thingy. What is going on with my brush? It's going crazy now. No, 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 no. Trying to fix it. Yes, I think I fixed it. Well, I will leave it there and I will see what happens then because I do not want to remove anything. I want to put the paper through its paces, you know? Especially now that I know Jackie bought this book because I kept raving about it, how happy I was that it arrived. So now I want to know everything this paper can handle and what it cannot. Am I out of my time? No, I'm not. Okay. I tend to lose track of time and I'm always worried I will encroach on Annika's time slot, which I do not want, obviously. Okay, what am I going to color now? I think I'm gonna go with my beloved green. This is PG8, my favorite green. And no, it's not light fast, but I don't care. Well, it's not light fast. It's just not as light fast as all the greens. But honestly, the fact that it's a single pigment green, I have no complaints. No complaints whatsoever. Are you going to leave it with a watercolor finish or use pencils? I might leave with a watercolor finish most of the time, except if maybe this time in particular, this page, I will, because I'm putting through its spaces, I will put color pencils just to see how it handles color pencils. Just as a test page. But overall, throughout this book, I will probably just use watercolor. I like the way it looks. I'm catching up on chat. I'm going to leave with watercolor finish. Yes, hey there, if I missed you, balcony here. I think you only missed Jess. Jess, you were here when Mimi came in, right? So you just missed Jess. She's here now. Jeanette said, "Love the flowers like that." Thank you, Jeanette. Let me go back so you can see what this is. No. Sorry, don't mean to make anyone dizzy. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find. Do I want this? Ooh, yes. I'm going to show you something, Jeanette. Let me clean up my brush. Ooh, I did not clean it well enough because now I'm turning everything green. Let me clean up everything here. Some clean water here. Let me clean everything up. I'm going to show you how I use titanium buff. There's barely anything left in my little pan here. I need to refill it. I might refill it soon. And I will put it right here. I know you can barely see because it's really light. It's a beige color. And now I'm going to get this pink. And I'm going to put it here. And it's going to be a really light pastel-y salmony pink. And I'll show you in 1 minute what this looks like. It's such a soft color, and you can use any pink for whatever tone you want. But I really like titanium buff for these things to give a soft warmth into it. It will turn the watercolor a little bit more opaque because it is slightly opaque, but not much. Not much. Titanium buff is fairly transparent for being a what they call an opaque color. I mean, I love this type of color. I want to get a different kind of red. Is this the one I want? Oh, this is a nice one. Okay. This is Madder Lake, and it's just a cool red that's not so pinkish. And I'm going to get more of my titanium buff, and I'm going to add here. And it's going to give a different kind of look. Can you see this is more like peachy, and this is a little more like salmony, maybe pinkish salmon, or a pinkish beige kind of color. I really like the effects we can get with titanium buff. And I know it's not what the reference shows, but I don't even know. I think the reference is not even showing, is it? This is not what the reference shows, but I liked it. And I could lift it if I wanted. Let's try, let's see how this paper handles lifting. Oh, it lifts okay. Yep, it lifts really well, in fact, which is good. I mean, it's a gift and a curse because you can accidentally lift stuff you don't want to lift, but since I'm doing it on purpose, it works. Oh, hello, Amy. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Fox Den. Just a bit concentrated here before this paint dries. I'm pretty wet in here. And drop in a little few drops of paint on top of the pre-wet paper just to give this kind of effect. I do want to use a little bit of the metal lake, and I'm going to add a little bit of irregular red to warm it up just a little. And I'm going to add, I think, a little bit of neutral tint. Where is my neutral tint? It's this one, okay. Yeah, just a little bit. I want to create this shadow thing here. Okay. Yeah, I think that's enough. Thank you, Amy. This is a cute book, really. And it's allegedly made with watercolor paper, which I like, but I am not very happy with how it handled the wet wash. This is my test here, where I did a really, really strong, really wet wash. And I do not know how I feel about these weird dots that came out. If they disappear once they dry, fine, that's not a problem, but I'm thinking they might not disappear. And if they don't, then that's no good. No bueno. And thank you, Amy. Thank you for dropping by, and thank you for the compliment. I might give it a yellow sky here, maybe. Okay, this one is here. I don't know what's happening with this brush. This brush is a bit wonky, but I think it came wonky out of the factory. There's a few. Can you see this? There's a few hairs here, strand hairs, that are not aligned the way they should be, which is a bit weird, but oh well. Let's get more titanium buff and more pink. I need a little bit more titanium buff. Okay. Yeah, we can erase the harsh lines. We can do a lot with this paper. It's not artist paper by any means, but still pretty good, in my opinion. I only just got home, or I would have joined sooner. Been out all day seeing family. Oh, seeing family is good too, Amy. I mean, if that's what something you wanted to be doing, then it's definitely good. So worry not. But thank you for being here. It's really appreciated. Ooh, there's a storm brewing apparently, because the wind, I can hear the wind blowing. And it's not going to be a nice one, apparently. Okay, so more Meadow Lake. This Meadow Lake is by Da Vinci. It's a student grade one, but I love it. It's one of my favorites. This is, again, a little bit of titanium. I mean, it's one of the ones that I literally ran out of. This in, I think this was cerulean blue, yes. Oh, we have more people. Oh, hello, Vera. I'm really happy to see you, Vera. Welcome. Oops, no. I've colored the head of the duck. Okay, maybe it's time for me to start using this smaller brush. This is a bit too big, I think. Apparently my cat's being naughty. Boyfriend just shush him away. My cat is hell bent on dropping the water bottle. Reason I do not know why. Kim said I could go for a storm bath now. I am feeling exhausted by the lights and heated mood. Oh, I feel you, Kim. Oh, I feel you. And it's not bad, you know, that we have rain because this time is actually common that we have a very dry spell this time of year. Winter for us here in the southern hemisphere, at least in Brazil, is very dry, which is really bad because wildfires and stuff. And this time it's been a really wet winter because we've been having a lot of rain. And you would definitely not hear me complaining about rain ever. Because Lord knows we need rain. Yeah, okay, it's best to use this one. My camera? Yes, I think I am. Trying to leave it mostly aligned. Alright, hold up. I missed something, Chris. 94 books, what? Is that, yeah, your final tally of books you ever colored in? Or all the books you have, or what? I need to know more. Oh, after this session, adding in new stuff and Happy Mail, I'm 20 books higher when I started the channel. Oh, nice. That's a good way to grow your collection. And that's something I can get behind, is getting interesting books, because books don't expire, you know, you can have them until you're 110 years old and you can still enjoy them. Even if it's not coloring, it's at least flipping through them. So I really don't think there's too many books that one can have as long as the books make them happy and you're not compromising on special essential income, stuff like that, you know. I thought these were the same. These are not the same. Oh, okay, okay. Let me, I'm gonna move a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Get the water out a little bit. Okay, so these are the flowers I'm trying to reproduce. What happened? Oh, it's here. It's okay. What books do you have duplicate, Chris? I did not know you had duplicate books. I might have to. Okay, I need to free up some space here. Because I want to show you the reference as much as possible. I will need a little bit more of this. Okay. These are very red. Very, very red. My conclusion for this so far is, well, I think they're disappearing. Some of the weird dots. I don't know. Some seem to have disappeared. Some didn't. So. Amy, I actually downloaded an app and I started logging my books in it. Like, it has a you use the camera to scan. Made decision recently to not grimace every time I say the number of books in my collection anymore. Just a number. Exactly, Jess. And I think that whatever that number is, we should be happy for it. Oh, you call it in the second copy. Oh, I see. So if it's 10 books, 20 books, 100, 400, or thousands like Yolanda, it does not matter. I mean, whatever the number is, it's a number you should be proud of. I completely agree, Jess. Okay, maybe too little. I need a little bit more. Is this... Okay, I need more. Okay. I'm using Turtle Yellow a little bit, just a tad bit to warm this up a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. Oh, okay. I had to overdo it. Just jammed it right in there. Okay. Good idea might be to tape uh, cut this cardboard and tape the page into it, probably. I have mounted the books. If I have to edit the collection, it's the books before coloring books. Yes. More just this belief that the volume of books is so small compared to the number of them. You think 50 books or something would take up loads of space, but nope. Yes, I agree, Amy. I very much agree. So I buy in the collection. You think this way less than there is. Yes, that is true. That is very true. Why only this one is orange? I do not know. I haven't the foggiest. All right. Yes, where did I saw? I saw a dot somewhere. Oh, yeah, no, nope. That was hair. I saw not a dot, not on there. I'm not liking this. Something about it is bugging me. I think I'm gonna add a little more buff titanium. Yeah, better. Sony says if she's sick of them. I agree. I agree very much so. Mimi collecting books is a hobby itself. Yes, this is so true, Jeanette. I don't think they're the same. You know, it's not necessarily part of the coloring hobby. but it might be if the person wants it to be, you know? I don't think anyone should feel pressured into having loads of book just because this or that person has loads of book. But that being said, it can be part of the hobby if you want it to be. Oh wow. I hope you can't hear the winds because it's a bit scary. Mimi said, "I love them. Some of them are like art books. I'll get some out and just look at them." Exactly, exactly. They are beautiful as they are, even if we never get to color in them. It's a joy to have them and flip through them and touch them. You know, it's an experience. And personally, I am the type that prefers to color in the books rather not, but I have plenty of untouched books, you know. Plenty of untouched books. Okay, I need this one, I think. Yeah. Okay. I want to neutralize this a little bit. Yeah, okay, this is good. Why are we always talking about number of books? There's not a criticism. I'm just wondering what's the thing. I don't know. I think Chris was doing an inventory of us, and then she mentioned her number of books. Jeanette said, "I think it's because someone went off about overconsumption." Look, I get it. You know, I am not pro overconsumption, but overconsumption to me is not the same as having loads of that one thing. Overconsumption is buying something you do not enjoy. Oh yes, I was tagged that too, and I was taking the time to do exactly that as well. Okay, this one. Okay. Oh, okay, I like this color. As much as it's important, I think, to be aware that we carry nothing from this life once we depart it, I also think it's really important to cherish our time here and do things we want here, not based on what we're going to leave behind, but how we are enjoying that thing, you know? If right now you enjoy it, then you enjoy it. It doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter how much time you have. You know, I find it even ironic sometimes when people say that. I heard someone saying, I do not remember who, but because I first heard of coloring as a thing when I worked in a cancer hospital because many patients undergoing chemo would take their coloring books there. And you know, they definitely don't know how much time they have left. That does not stop them from enjoying it. Nothing should stop you from enjoying it. Okay, I need more. A little bit more. Like this one. Mm. there is another one here. Okay. Fine by me. Why is it all pink? You know, even the leaves and the stems. I do not know. But I'm following it along. Needs to know exactly how many total blank pages I have to colour. Hindi, yes. Also, healing caring for an inner child's underrated. That is so true, Vera. That inner child exists and it deserves to be cared for. Spending my children's inheritance, asked them how they felt about it. They said they wanted me to be as happy as I could be. Yes, I think who are people to say how you spending your money, first of all? I mean, are they paying, you know, if someone would come to me and say that to me, I would say, are you paying my bills? Because I'm quite sure you are not. So if you're not, you don't get to say anything, just shush. That's the way I would put it. But then again, I'm not the most patient of people. I tend to be a little ticked off by those things. Not in a mean way, just like, why are people even worrying about this? You know, like someone else's consumption. If you're against overconsumption, whatever you feel overconsumption is, because I don't feel like buying as many coloring books as you want to, regardless of whether you can color in them. That is not overconsumption to me. Overconsumption to me is buying something you do not want, but you buy it anyway. It's not going to bring you joy. That's overconsumption. It's when you look at something in TV and you're so bored of your own life that you will buy something you would never use, you would never cherish. There will be literally just junk. That is overconsumption to me. It's not what most people think it is, I think. And obviously, I think we need to be mindful of what our presence on this planet causes to the planet. But I think that living your life entirely by that is very manipulative of the industry to sell someone the idea that it's these small little things that will make the planet better. It was small little things that will make humans better as human beings, but not as in, oh, we're going to save the planet by not coloring or something. Vera said, gotta go. Thanks for the stream. Love how the page is looking so far. Thank you for dropping by, Vera. Have a nice Saturday. Although I imagine it's actually pretty late at night for you, so if that's night, then sleep lekker. But then again, all of those things are subject to interpretation, right? And that's just the way I'm interpreting them. No one get to say anything about that. And definitely no one get to say you're spending your kid's inheritance, for gosh sake. Inheritance are after we die. If you're alive, there is nothing to inherit other than the love of your parents, if your parents are good and if the kids were good, as in the relationship. Those lekker, darling. That, yes, was about why we care what other people do when it doesn't affect us. Hold on, I might have missed something. Tim said that, yes, was about why we care what other people do when it doesn't affect us. Yes, I understand. I just feel that sometimes people could just mind their own business. It's one thing, even I think Eliza said that in one of her videos, her streams. It's not Liza, it's Lisa. I need to learn how to pronounce her name. I apologize, Lisa. She said, if you have nothing nice to say nothing. That's something she said that she teaches her kids. And that's so true, so important. You know, no one needs to go pointing your finger at someone else and say, you are over consuming. I mean, unless it's like a legitimate pathological issue, like those people, the hoarders and stuff like that. In that case, then yes, very much so, you know. But also criticizing would not help. All the things that can be done to help, I think. So it's quite moot at that point. Unless you have some actually holding disorder. Yes, yes, exactly. That's what I mean, Chris. Don't care about your purchase habit. I do care about overconsumption when demand leads to harmful production. Because yes. Let me see if I missed something else. Oh, Jess said there is such a big difference between collecting and hoarding. Yes. You collect something because you cherish that something. You hoard something because you're trying to fill a void that nothing, no object can fill. Is a pathological issue. Collecting is because you like and cherish those things. It's a whole different thing because those things bring you joy. It's kind of like love languages kind of thing, right? Some people love acts of service or affection, public demonstration of affection, or sometimes gift giving or gift making. So it all depends, you know. Oh, this is very bright pink, and this is very not bright pink. So okay, I'm gonna go for this one. I already mixed the color. Oh yes, and I have to admit, Jeanette and Jess, and anyone else in the UK, I feel a bit jealous of you girls because you girls get so many bargains, especially on Vinted, that I'm like, what? Sometimes I hear Jess saying her videos, oh, I got this for like £5. I was like, what? Same for Joe and sometimes Annika and Ireland as well. Because here, unfortunately, the used market is not great, especially for coloring books. They tend to be in bad condition, and when they are not, they usually are extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. It's rare. I found once my box of Hannah Carlson goodies. It was in mint condition. There were a few with color pages, but it was very well taken care of. Apart from some minor fading of the spine for being probably in a shelf that was nearby the sun. But I was like, this is amazing, you know, really well taken care of. But this is rare here in Brazil, really rare. Most people, if they're selling, they're gonna go, oh, I will sell for like, I don't know, a crazy number. That's the kind of thing we can expect here. Oh, but it's vintage. Oh, it's a relic. No, it's not a relic. It's a thing, a book. So far, the US vintage is bottom of the barrel. Yes, here we don't have vintage, but we have similar things, and none of them are any good for coloring books. Uh, there is one called Enjoy, and that's very that's where I found the Hannah Carlson goodness. But OLX, which is the used goods most famous here, it's just garbage. Trolle aren't really successful. Like not even good stuff. Yes, the same here. OLX here is just like that. It's absolute garbage. understand if that person paid that price and I was trying to get back some of the money, but that does not mean I approve of that price. Never. But I found a person selling what was that book? Gosh, I'm not going to remember which one it was. Oh yes, it was the it's by Rory Dobner, Ink something. I saw it being sold here in Brazil by what would be the equivalent of almost 100 US dollars. And think that the US dollar to my currency, the Brazilian real, is 1 to 5. So it's insane, insane. And this is part of the reason why in Brazil you're going to find a lot of piracy, even on coloring books, because sometimes when you can find a coloring book, it's ludicrous the price. Yes, I saw a romantic country for like 400. And I was like, this is insane. Hi, Elex. It's Ilex, right? Sorry. It's just Elex is the Latin name, and in Portuguese we call that Elex. Sorry. It's Ilex. It's one copy from one seller listed for a stupid price, officially driving up destined price. Yes, pretty much. I saw a book. Um oh, it was the Papiana Tanazio Fairytale series book. One of them was costing 2,000 euros from a store in Amazon. And I was like, are you mental? I can only imagine that you are, because who would buy something for such a price? It makes no sense. Okay, this part right here and right here and right here. Oh, the weather is definitely getting chillier because I'm starting to feel cold. Ida is fine. I just woke up. Sounds like you're talking about some serious stuff. Oh no, we're just trash talking anyone who sells books for prices that are absurd. How wrong they are. It's unethical, immoral. It's just wrong to sell something for thousands of euros when it's paper. And it's not even like, I don't know, if someone said, oh, I'm selling a Kirby Roseanne's poster that was hand drawn by him, not a print, hand drawn, and is unique in the world, and is, I don't know, 1 meter by 2, so enough for a person to wrap itself on it if they wanted. Okay, fine, 3,000 euros, all right. Yes, that's what we're doing, Chris. But this is a commercially printed book. All books are commercially printed books. They're not unique in the world. They will never be unique in the world. Otherwise, they're not coloring books. So it makes no sense in my mind. Oh yes, that can be said for anything. I happen to look in the fashion door community. One door was doubled by scalpers and sold for 20 times the retail price. Yes. I have wondered if someone had multiple copies, they had multiple counts, and lost one for a ridiculous price, then listed another for a high but more reasonable price. Yes, there would be a very artificial way of driving up the prices. I just think it's probably not what happened. I would guess it's just people being greedy bastards. I'm literally overworking the paper here. This is on purpose. I'm just trying to figure out what's going to happen. And why is there water here? I do not know. But I do believe people would do that. I just think they never had to because people tend to go to the same mind, just let me drive up the price, and the other person, oh, let me put expensive but not as expensive as the other one. Next thing you know, you have a bunch of people selling at ridiculous prices. I think it was in Jess's stream we were talking about iPhones and Androids. And oh, I refuse to buy. I mean, my car is already worth 5 times less than the US dollar. If anything is that price, it's just no. Just no. But we were talking about Androids and iPhones and the other day, and I saw a used phone, an iPhone. I don't even know. It was a model like a 2 or 3 year old model. It was being sold new by 15,000 reais, and that like that's not even the price of a new model. So what people are thinking? Sometimes I tell myself Brazilian people don't know how to sell things. That's why the used market here isn't that good. I'm rubbing and rubbing and rubbing to see. Oh yeah, I see peeling. Oh darn it. Okay, I think I found the breaking point of this paper, which is sad because this is supposed to be a little better being watercolor paper at least. Mimi said, I think it will eventually be reprinted. So many people want it. Same with Spirit Animals and Jury Books. Why wouldn't illustrators publish comics want to make money? Well, there is a bit of an issue with Hannah Carlson's books, the old collection, not the Tales from collection, just the older ones. And I think it might soon become an issue with Maria Trolle, old ones as well. But for the others, I do not know. But the thing is, when you make a contract and you're an illustrator, that publishing company that you signed with, they will have the right of that to that book. And she changed publishing companies from the Tales from series onwards. And when Gibbs Smith, the American publisher, bought the rights, it didn't buy the rights from Hannah Carlson. It bought the rights from the publisher, the original publisher from Sweden. And they sold them for a certain amount of years. But that year came up. And now Gibbs Smith no longer has the right to print them. And Gibbs Smith was a representative of Gibbs Smith was talking to someone, I do not remember who it was, but he's a YouTuber, that these books are stopped on the shelf. Technically they've been around for over 10 years, some of them, and that is not a good predictor. So we think, oh, why companies will not want to make money, but they are not making money. And that's the issue, because right now people want cute and cozy. People want Amazon printed books, not hardcover, high quality paper books. And yes, people will pay to have that, but the amount of people will not be that large. The granite pages of this coloring book are stitched with golden thread and was illustrated using a diamond tip of a golden needle with ink made for fucking Tasmoon blood. Pretty much grim. Chris. I was going to say pretty grim, Chris. um, well, as for the Japanese company, I do not know if they were printed by a different publisher, how what works exactly. Because I did notice one thing: the Konnichiwa, which is a label, French label, it bought the rights to Eddie's Romantic Country series, but it only got right to the 1 and 2, not 3. So the third one, for example, the French market never got. Yes, exactly, Kim. You said it correctly. Thank you. Kim said, I think the number of people who want them is large to us within this community, but we are a small community. Yes. The minimum amount of print for a large company like that is 25,000 prints. And honestly, I'll be surprised if there are 25,000 of words in the entire world. And most of them already have that book. So even if they reprint it, I'm not sure it would be uh, worth it for a company as big as Gibbs Smith to reprint it. I'm going to do something a bit weird here. I'm going to wet it while it's still wet to see what happens. I want to see how the paper behaves. Hi, Shona. Welcome to the Fox Den. And yes, I do think a lot of people will buy not only a second copy, but some people will buy the 2, 3 copies of that thing, of the FOMO, right? Fear of missing out again and stuff like that. But we are a very small community in the grand scheme of things. Yes, Chris, I agree, but the publisher, the Swedish publisher, did not renew contracts, nor with Gibbs Smith, nor with any other company in any other place in the world. They're holding on to that contract, and so far, according to what I saw someone say on YouTube that spoke with the representative of Gibbs Smith, they already approached the Swedish publisher showing interest in renewing the contract and stuff like that, but the company showed no interest in doing that since Hannah Cousins no longer their illustrator. And if something similar happened with Johanna Basford, she does not own the right to Secret Garden and Secret Forest, Enchanted Forest, and the Jungle one. I forget the name. Those 3 books, they were printed in horrible paper, and all of the other reprints were also reprinted. The 10-year edition anniversary was reprinted in slightly better paper, but it was just as yellow and ugly as the other ones. And it wasn't like cream colored or ivory. No, it was an ugly yellow. But yeah, that is an issue that she's suffering with, because all they did was like send her an email or something like that and say, we are releasing the 10th year anniversary version of Secret Garden. She doesn't get to say okay. She doesn't. She was made aware of. She didn't get to say, oh, we could do this paper because this paper is better. No, they own the book now, and she cannot say a peep about it. She mentioned something on her live stream of Inklings or Wonderful Wildflowers. I'm not sure. It was one of those. And she mentioned that she didn't have the rights. She didn't even have any say in how it would be published or republished. They, since she doesn't work with them anymore, she also doesn't have any say on that part. So that that sucks, but that's what it is. Because a lot of people were complaining that the 10th anniversary was coming out, I think, right after she launched the Wonderful Wildflowers, I think. And the paper was not the same as the newer books and all that, but she was like, but I don't own the rights to it. I can't do anything about it. So it really put things into perspective for me when she said that, because I was like, oh my god, she's the one who created the thing and she cannot say how she wanted to be printed. They will get royalties for it. She will get royalties for it, but she doesn't have the right to say how does she want it to be published, for how long, what kind of paper, what sizes. Even the artist edition that was meant to be much better paper, the paper was not that great compared to what people were expecting and became a bit of a flop at the time. And that's because you get the royalties, but that's all you get. You don't get any say in it, which is unfair in my opinion, because when you make a franchise of something, like let's say KFC or something, the owner, the company to which royalties are given, are paid to, they are they own everything and they tell you how to print, what logo to use, what flavors you can have, everything. But if it's a person that has the copyright, then that person has no right to do anything with it. Yes, exactly. Yes. I think Lost Ocean was the worst selling book she ever had, and I don't think the publisher will want to reprint that one, I imagine. Although I do suspect Magic Jungle might be reprinted. Yes, I would not want to be associated with a publisher in that sense. Also, um, but it also means that, for example, a lot of people will not reach his books. For example, to me, I will not. I don't buy, except for the one Jeanette bought me, and I will, of course, pay her for that one. And I don't buy books by him. I bought one book by him with my own money and never again, because here they are extraordinarily expensive. They're more expensive than Hannah Carlson books. So that also means that there is a significant amount of the community that will not get access to his books. And as understandable as it is, I mean, where he comes from when he does not want to have to deal with that. That also means that I can't, I don't trust uh, when he launches something that I will ever be able to achieve it. I checked his website for the artist edition of Fan Favorites because there's a book I really want from him. I really like many of the illustrations. And because not all books by RJ appeal to me, and like Hannah Carlson, that I really like all of her books. But RJ, some don't. Like steampunk thing is not my thing. The tiny houses is not my thing. So it depends on the book. Some books I have no interest in getting. But when I saw it would cost like £16. Okay, it is expensive for my currency because it's almost 6 to 1, so it's almost 6 times the price for me. But if that was okay and there was like maybe the same amount in shipping, okay, that's fine. But it would be £89 to send it to me, and I'm like, £89 to ship to Brazil? Sorry, no, just nope. And Jackie, poor thing, Jackie tried to send me from Australia, and it would be 40 Australian dollars to send to me, and the book will cost 20. So it would be twice the price still. And I was like, Jackie, then don't bother. She was like, but you want it? I was like, yeah, I want it, but I'm not going to pay that much for a book. No, I just won't. Especially a book that is double. It doesn't have that many illustrations. Most of the page is not filled. You could probably fit illustration in a smaller footprint. And as much as I like him, and I like him quite a bit, it's just not. I can't justify that. I just can't. Hold up, hold up. Um, I lost something. Hold up. Makes sense when asked about RJ doesn't want to associate it with a publisher. Yes. Um, it's just the way it's done in the industry, Chris. Chris said she should have better IP lawyer. This is the way it's done in the industry. Unfortunately, you don't own anything from the moment you put it out there. Company that signed you will own it. It's like music. It's the same like music. Let's say, I don't know, Michael Jackson made a song. The studio that he was signed for when the song was recorded is the one that owned the song. He only owned royalties for the song. Yes, the same thing that Jess said, supposed comparison with film directors. They can play old footage from one of the films if it's made by the same studio, but if it's a different studio, it will cost them mega. That's true. Jeanette said when it comes, yes, when the book arrives. Mimi said mine was only $10 on Amazon. The trade-off: either sell your rights to a publisher, get bigger reach, potentially better paper, more sales, better image, or self-publish and keep the rights to your work, but have less reach, but still get to determine paper quality if you can set yourself up to print yourself. Otherwise, self-publishing like Amazon KGP is very limiting. It's true. RJ himself has said, if you're not in the UK, please don't order yet. Yes, definitely will not order. The shipping is outrageous and out of his control. Yes, I'm aware that's not his fault. Just definitely not worth it. And let me see. He's actively working publishers in the US and Australia, and I trust he will follow through. Yes, I am aware, and I saw that on his website. Yes, and I commend him because he's listening to his audience, and he's trying to make things better, to trying to make the experience of coloring his books more enjoyable. The issue is that sometimes it's just not doable. You can negotiate some control production. Um, most of the time you only get royalties for most intellectual property. It's royalties and copyright, as in no copies without permission. But the permission is not yours as the author, the permission is from the publisher. And I believe he will follow through. It will take a long time. this way Prince threw a fit, changed his name to an unpronounceable symbol. Auntie said, it's only that way if that's the contract you sign. Yes, but unfortunately, if you are an author, or and I'm talking about just not just illustration, I mean publishing books as well, and you publish with a company, they can even sell the right, sorry, to another publisher without even checking in with you. Yes, Amy, I agree. Storm's Eye Design is a good example of self-publishing, ensures higher quality at a cost of lower reach. She prints and ships everything herself, not even through Amazon. I agree. However, for example, I cannot buy anything from Storm's Eye Design because since everything is her own doing, she can't ship to Brazil. It's not cost effective for her. So, for example, it will limit your reach, you know. But yes, it's a good example. I don't have any books by her. I think Karolina Kubikowska also did that at some point. I think she had a contract, but it was a print on demand publisher. I'm not sure, but it was something along those lines. How much time do we have left? 30 minutes? Okay. I do not know. She sells PDFs, but it's not the same illustrations from her books. At least that's the way it was when I spoke to her, because she had just released Fauna and Flora at the time. I was really looking forward to that book, and then I spoke to her, and she said, "No, unfortunately, I can't send it to you." For a while, I couldn't even get Raider prints because EMF did not have a distribution contract that would allow to be shipped to Brazil. From Raider Prints, Reihan Uedachi, it's Vald en Nature. That's the name of the book, I think. Thank you, Chris. I did check the time. But then she messaged me saying that a new edition was going to be published, a new lot. And she mentioned me that she was aware that it will be available through Amazon Globo, so I'll be able to get it. And I did indeed. Because if I try to import the book, it would cost me, I think, the entire price of a minimum wage, which is $1,700 here. That's like ridiculous for a book. Even if it were a book as good quality as Hannah Carson's, for instance. And that would be like $300, probably. I would not know, Kim, if there's an issue with offering PDFs. I even spoke to Reihan Uedachi at the time. If she had PDFs of the book, I was willing to buy it. And even sign a term and a contract if she wanted a direct contract, a buy and sell, and I would commit not to print for my own gain, stuff like that, because I know that this is a problem, the piracy issue. So I spoke to her, but she said, I can't because I don't own the rights. EMF now own the rights, so I can't do that. If you're talking about Storm's Eye Design, she does have printables on her website. At least she used to have them. And she does have also free digital pages. Yes, I know you're talking about Storm's Eye Designs. Oh, just overall PDFs. Aside from the piracy issue, I don't think it has any other issues. But I, for one, I don't buy PDFs anymore because the cost adds up really fast, and I don't have a printer that I trust the ink well enough, stuff like that. RJ, for example, he offers a PDF alternative. I bought two books, Forest Song and Winter Wonder, as PDFs, but it only comes with the first half of the illustrations, not the ones with the difference, and it's 15 US dollars. So it's the same, almost the same price as buying the book itself. And I will have to spend money like printing and getting ink and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's just not worth it, as in financially, I don't know. But for instance, I buy Sugar Sweet art books all the time, and I mean, it's been a while actually since I bought a book from him again. But I have like four of his books, and I never had any issues. Oh, getting the green. I'm just not the green. I need to get the pink. Duh. Okay. I keep forgetting that this stem is actually pink on the reference. Hello, Millie. Welcome. We are debating about book prices, shipping prices, PDFs, also rights, intellectual property rights of illustrators and musicians and film directors and you name it. That's the topic of the conversation at the moment. Yes, it's a heck of a rabbit hole. What I think that Jess is saying, and Jess, correct me if I'm wrong, that they can make money that way. I mean, fraudulent and criminals. Yes, the same thing, Chris. That's the same one. Oh, this one worked fine. I thought this was going to be worse, but it's okay. I'm going to leave it that way. It's a bit weird, but I like it. Yeah, the number of books thing that we were talking about before. So it's causing each credit card companies who then have to investigate. I do not know. I would like to know that and understand that too. Oh, I think this also can start an issue with the store. Like if you have an online store, like Storm's Design has, it can start flagging it as fraud every time like someone tries to make an honest purchase. There can be blocked by a credit card, and I think this can be an issue because people can just give up. Oh, I couldn't make the purchase, and my credit card company flagged as fraudulent because a lot of people tested in that website a fraudulent stolen card and stuff, and that can also bring problems to her as a seller, I think, as in just making things more difficult. I had a similar issue. I was talking about this earlier. I had a bit of an issue with something like that. I was trying to buy Happy Mail through a Canadian store to deliver to Nissa, and I tried 3 times and I couldn't. And the reason I couldn't is because it was flagging as fraud, even though I was just a normal person trying to make a purchase. But I think that they had that issue before. Yes, I believe there is a fee. Okay, I need a larger brush now. And we got 20 minutes. Okay. I'm going to use a lot of water here. And I want a little bit of this yellow. A little bit more. I'm going to use a lot of water. Yes, Kim, exactly. I was trying to buy in a store in Canada, in a website, to deliver to Nessam. So it was obviously the shipping address was Canadian, but because my credit card and my billing address is from Brazil, they were not accepting. I had to get in touch with the customer service, and they understood that I told them what was happening. I sent them a screenshot of what the because it kept saying your order might have been processing. Wait for an email, and I never got the email. And I tried that twice, and it didn't work. That's what it was. And eventually they replied and they said, "Oh, you're being flagged by a fraud system. I'm going to have to manually bypass that and add you as a trusted, I don't know if it's buyer address, IP, I don't know, but as a trusted source." I think that's what he said. And then I was able to buy it. Thank you, Amy. Let me check. Let me check the Discord. By the way, I did not check the Discord at all. Okay. Audrey said that Bruno just got groomed. That was a long time ago. Oh, here. Chargeback response $8 plus £10 is in review. We send your response within 24 hours. You get an email once it's submitted. Chargeback. Oh, bad news. I've had to switch off the PDF downloads. Oh, yeah, that's why then. I've had over 40 fraudulent orders of downloads in the last 6 months, all of which are probably scammers testing stolen credit cards. Every day I have to cancel and refund dodgy orders, and today one made it past security system. And now I'm fighting a £15 chargeback against someone who I suspect to be the scammer. I'll probably win it because I have loads of evidence. But I honestly could do without the stress. I'll leave them on Etsy for now. I don't seem to have issues with that platform. At least the EU sales are almost up and running. That explains it, yes. That's that's just that's so frustrating. And yes, thank you, Chris. And yes, if you can check Discord and read that yourself, just to be sure that I don't know, could have misread something. That matters. I think I need more regular green. No, I want a little bit more yellow. Okay. Oh, there is one here, green. Okay, and another one here. And I should have used the smaller brush. Let me see. Yes, people can be the worst, and that is very true. It's one of the reasons I'm no longer buying PDFs as well. Because since they are high risk, most people sell them at a high prices. So I just feel it's too high of a price. Like $15 for a PDF file is too much for me. I would still buy a few by Jesse Leber. His Sugar Sweet Art. I consider him a personal friend, and his prices are really fair for a PDF. But that is probably because he's still not famous enough. Like RJ is much more n- known in the community. That I don't think he feels he has to worry too much about piracy yet. But I have no doubt that, although in Brazil this is not something you will find, because the hype here is mostly cozy stuff. That's the one who's most at risk of being pirated. Yeah. Oh, hi, Nessa. We were almost finished. Worry not, dear. You will have a travel to go to, so you have to get your rest. I was just telling my ordeal with the company, the Canadian company, the other day, because they thought I was a fraudulent purchase. They were talking about fraudulent behavior and how this can hurt illustrators, independent published illustrators and stuff. Oh, birdies! Birdies, birdies, birdies. For those that don't know, Nessa had birds and the birds have babies now. So she's, oh, loving and dotting on them as she should be because they're way too cute. And one of them had splayed legs, so she's taking care of him too. Oh, oh no, I thought this was the. It's not. Never mind. For a second, I thought this was the pink thingy, but it's not. It's part of the duck apparently. I need it to be a bit darker. Okay. Well, I like this paper, by the way. I'm doing this to test this book, and I like the paper, but and it is indeed watercolor paper. You can lift it quite easily. That's not something you can do with paper unless it is watercolor paper. But it's not the best watercolor paper. Oh, really? I hope he makes it. I really hope he makes it, Nissa. Who will take care of the babies when you're gone? Because you're going to be visiting your daughter, right? I might have bumped my head into the camera, and if everything shakes and you see hair, that's me. Sorry. I hope that wasn't too loud. Okay, so you got an expert taking care of the babies, which is good enough. Let me see. I think you need to add more here. I want this to be darker. Starting to feel hungry, guys, because I do not have lunch yet today. I actually didn't eat anything. To say I didn't eat anything, no, that's too much. I ate a cookie. One cookie. That's pretty much all I ate. It's fine. I'm glad the babies will be well cared for while you're gone. Nessa said I had a quesadilla. What time is it over there? My phone is over there. I can't check right now because I put most people in my weather app, so then I know what time is it in most places. I just can't check it right now. And who's eating a cookie now? Amy. Amy's eating a cookie now. Oh, nice. It's been, I don't know. Let me see. It's been 7 hours and 50 minutes since I ate my cookie, and it was all I ate all day. I did cook. I made a Brazilian hot dog, but um, but I did that to. Oh God, not too much. I did that to leave it ready for dinner time. So, and as soon as I finished, I had to start streaming. So I forgot. I forgot. I didn't forget. I just didn't have time to eat. I hope there isn't any games playing by the time Annika starts streaming because those are the reasons. Apparently, that's the reason that many streams have been having issues lately. Is a YouTube issue not being able to keep up with the. Almost fine. Okay. Hey, Gail. Welcome to the Fox Den. We are almost done, so we'll probably see you later on Annika's stream. I will probably be eating, so I be moderately present on the chat for the first part, I believe. Because, like I was mentioning, I need to eat. Feeling famished. Oh god, too much, too much. And I will probably eat before I chat on Annika's stream. I think it's England versus Norway tonight. I have no idea. I will. I will in 5 minutes. I'm not worried. Dinner is ready. All I have to do is warm it up and gobble up. If it was tricky enough that I had to like cook everything from scratch all over again, then I would be like, oh no. But it's not. Nothing to worry about. Okay, I need to add a little bit of yellow here. And I painted the duck's beak apparently. Amy said I'm gonna go get a scone and ice lolly. That makes complete sense. Um, yes, it's time. It's time, everyone. It's time for us to go to Chaturday. Chaturday. Elex, if you are ADHD like me, I do not know if you are, but you might accidentally forget to eat, so do not forget to eat. Go grab a bite, Ilex or Elex. And I'll see you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much. This is partially approved as a paper. Not completely because of the dots. But thank you, everyone, and I see you on Annika's stream. Keep the Chaturday train going. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Jess, for being here. Thank you, Amy, Chris, Nessa, Gail, Elex, Mimi, and everyone else. Jeanette, too, if you're listening. Bye.